The Gory did not declare war. To declare war would have been human. To declare war would have been fair. Instead, they simply descended on an unguarded human colony city. Sudden, silent, brutal. 5 million dead by dawn. Slaves chained. A city in flames. By dusk, they marched towards the next. Perhaps had they done things differently, had they been kinder, it would have gone better. Private Zor collapsed into his bunk, rifle still warm. The first city had been dust by midday. The second would fall faster. The clock was running down on the human deployment, but it would be slow. With every other conquered race, it always had been. The peaceful races were slow to rally, armies scattered. Fools, he thought. What is a colony without a garrison? The Gory home planet did not have bees. It had similar enough things, small flying animals, but none that swarmed like bees, none that formed hives. This was mostly irrelevant, but perhaps it might have helped if Zor had seen a bee. Probably not. The first one skittered into camp at moonrise, fist-sized, six-jointed, a crude iron shell stamped from the poorest metal. It clanked like a broken clock. Zor crushed it beneath the heel of his boot, grinning as it popped with a flash of lithium-green flame. "Toys!" he barked to his lieutenant. Then the horizon began to buzz. The sound started deep in Zor's skull, subsonic, throbbing. Chewing at the edges, he stumbled out of the tent as searchlights at the edge of camp flickered, then went dark. Then the stars began to vanish, one by one, and the cloud of crudely hewn iron was overhead. A tide of black metal shells pockmarked with crude welds. No eyes, no claws, just the faint glint of torchlight reflected in lenses. "Open fire!" Zor's rifle spat rounds. A drone dropped, then another. Reload, fire, reload. He'd killed 6. 6. The swarm did not thin. The swarm did not care. This was not a fight of skill or valor. This was a fight of arithmetic. A drone latched onto his rifle. For a second, they stared at each other, him panting, it faceless. Then the shaped charge at the center of the device detonated, spearing a jet of hot copper through the gun's firing chamber. He tossed it to the ground, drew his pistol. 5 shots. Then a drone melted it to slag. He stumbled back, looking for something, anything to fight back with. A Grork BT-3A main battle tank, treads torn to shreds, fired a shell into the swarm, vaporizing a dozen drones. Then 100 rammed themselves down its barrel, thermite charges welding it shut. The crew fled, unharmed, until the commander reached for a sidearm. An explosion peeled his fingers back to the knuckles. "Fall back," roared the Grand Admiral. A drone clamped onto his shoulder. He swatted at it, then screamed. A crackle of magnesium and ball bearings deprived him of shoulder, of ear, of half a face. Nowhere to fall back. A truck, somehow spared as yet, tried to ram its way free. The drones were more a wall than a cloud now. It skidded as its tires burst. Then the drones swarmed the cabin. More thumps, then screams. Command staff forever left with injuries that would not kill, would not heal, that the Gory had broken the Geneva Conventions before they had ever known their protection. They spared those who knelt. A lieutenant who had found, somewhere, a white flag and waved it desperately. Zor himself. He had realized the drones were hurting them, back towards their tents, tents which now had ever so many buzzing eyes. He let them. None of them slept that night. It was pockmarked with explosions as drones searched the camp, for guns, for knives, for particularly heavy sticks. They welded them all into a pile of slag in the center of the camp. That morning, a human entered a carcass, picked clean. She wore no armor. A simple, tidy black military uniform and a light backpack, drones flitting in and out of it every few seconds. A small drone hovered in from her face, translating her words into crude Gory. "You killed 5 million of ours. We will kill 50 of yours. Your emperor, his generals, his brood." The drone projected a hologram, their emperor, fleeing through a dead forest. A drone latched onto his right leg, severed it in a flash of white. Another took his right arm. He crawled and they let him. Hours later they took an eye, then an ear. "Your royalty begs for death," said the human. "But you'll live. You'll rebuild our cities. You'll wear our clothes. Teach our hymns to your children. Vote in our elections." A drone finally latched onto the Emperor's forehead and sent a stream of molten copper straight through his brain. You will live. You might thank us one day. But you will no longer be Gory. You will not be slavers, or murderers, or warriors. You will be human. Zor swallowed. Or, all it took was a slight increase in the pitch of the drones in the camp to convince him of the futility of that.